Did you know that the word homosexual wasn't in the Bible until 1946? Before that, the original 1 Corinthians 6:9 referred to exploitation like older men with young boys. But when the Revised Standard Version was published in 1946, they changed the wording to make it about same-sex love instead. And that one mistranslation became fuel for decades of fear and shame, not because God said so, but because a group of translators did.
Here's a hot take for you. Just because a word didn't exist in English until 1946 doesn't mean the concept didn't. I'm here to set the record straight on homosexuality with facts, not feelings. Let's break it down in 5 minutes, so buckle up. Hi, my name is Casey. I'm a former pastor with over 20 years experience in the ministry and or in training for such. I have a bachelor's and a master's in biblical studies, and I want to teach you how to read, study, interpret, and apply the Bible. First, is it true that the word homosexual wasn't in the Bible text until 1946? Technically, yes. The word homosexual first appeared in the RSV in 1946, specifically in 1 Corinthians 6:9 through 10. Before that, translations like the King James Version used phrases like abusers of themselves with mankind or effeminate for the Greek words malakoi and arsenokoitai. The word homosexual itself, it's modern, coined in 1869 in German, entering English in 1892. So older Bibles didn't use it because it didn't exist yet. Here's where the claim gets shaky. Some say that proves the Bible never addressed homosexuality until 1946. But that's not true. We look at the original texts. In the Old Testament, Leviticus 18:22 and 20:13 clearly condemn male same-sex sexual acts. The Hebrew says, "Do not lie with a male as one lies with a woman. It is an abomination." That's not ambiguous. It's talking about sexual behavior, and it's been understood this way in Jewish and Christian tradition for centuries. And it's just disingenuous to claim otherwise. Even secular liberal scholars, while affirming homosexuality, make clear that the Bible condemns it. Now let's tackle 1 Corinthians 6:9 through 10. The claim is that this passage is about sexual exploitation, like pederasty or prostitution, not homosexuality. Here's the deal. The Greek words here are malakoi and arsenokoitai. Malakoi means soft, likely refers to the passive partner in male same-sex acts. It's often tied to effeminacy or prostitution in context. Arsenokoitai is trickier. It's rare. It's probably coined by Paul himself, combining male and bed, arsen and koite. That echoes Leviticus in the Greek Old Testament. Now, most scholars agree it refers to the active partner in male same-sex acts. Could arsenokoitai mean just exploitative acts like pederasty or shrine prostitution? Well, some scholars argue that, but the text doesn't limit it that way. Paul's language mirrors Leviticus, which condemns male same-sex acts broadly, not just exploitative ones. Plus, Romans 1:26 through 27 backs this up, describing both male and female same-sex acts as contrary to nature, tied to idolatry and rebellion against God's design. Romans 1 even addresses the evil of same-sex desire itself, calling it vile, calling same-sex desires degrading passions. Early church fathers read it this way too: no exploitation required for the condemnation. So why did the RSV use homosexual in 1946? They combined malakoi and arsenokoitai into one term for clarity, but it caused issues. Critics like David Farron called it out for conflating modern identity with ancient acts. The RSV later changed it to sexual perverts in 1968, but the damage was done and decades of debate followed. The point? The Bible addressed same-sex acts and desires long before the word homosexual was even a word. Here's the kicker. Saying 1 Corinthians is only about exploitation ignores the broader biblical context. As we've seen, Leviticus, Romans, and 1 Corinthians consistently point to God's design for sex within male-female marriage. Scripture is clear. So in closing, yes, homosexual wasn't in the Bible until 1946, but the condemnation of same-sex acts and desires was there from the start. The exploitation argument, it's one interpretation, but it doesn't hold up against the full weight of Scripture and textual criticism. Hey, drop one question you have about the Bible and human sexuality in the comments. Also be sure to like, share, and to follow.